Alright, what's up, guys? So while I was playing this, my audio cut out, so I apologize. So I am re-miking this up, and today we have a town of Salem game, and I am the tracker. So, so I just go for a random person, of course. So I go with, number 1, Yeet, and, setting up my will. And we're playing a Coven custom game. So we called it Sheriff Chaos. As you can see, there's 5 sheriffs and other townies, and then 4 mafia. And it was actually a fairly balanced game, surprisingly. But anyways, it was a lot of fun, but we'll get to that. So I track Yeet, and he visits me, but nothing happens to me. So I automatically assumes he is the sheriff, and I go to whisper him, but I stop, because I remember there's still a blackmailer, so I want to wait till that blackmailer is dead to work with him. And there's also only one tracker, so I have to be careful about how I CC things. So he puts me in as well, so that's good, and I'm confirmed by sheriff. Of course, there's a lot of sheriff claims, so we don't really know what's going on yet. Anyways, so on to going to the day 1 lynching. So this guy claims sheriff, of course, and I'm like, well, got it for now because it seems like a reasonable claim that the fact so many people claimed sheriff. But this dude turns out to be blackmailer. I'm looking through the logs here, wondering like who claimed sheriff before, besides this dude. But then I see his role, and he's blackmailer. So I'm whispering one, blackmailer's dead. I'm tracker. I'll work with you. And so we can work together now since he's a confirmed sheriff by me. But the rest of the town doesn't know that. And I'm tracker. So I track sheriff this time, and since he also claimed actual sheriff, and then I'm also putting in visited, and because my will looks way too much like a lookout will, so I don't want to make that too suspicious when I actually post my will. So going to the night, he has visited nobody, so I immediately assume he's executioner, because he claimed to roadblocked the first day, but what I didn't realize is the mayor's dead, so there's no space for an escort, but I wasn't really paying attention to that. So this sheriff is dead, so I put that in my will, and I keep the other sheriff claims at the bottom. So yeah, I'm just putting that my will so it doesn't look like a lookout will, of course, and I copy that just in case. And looking in chat, it says sheriff visited somebody, so of course I need to go out and say he's X sooner or later. So I tell the sheriff that, so he knows, and then after that I proceed to put that in the chat so they don't vote up 12. So sheriff is automatically an X, like no mafia would be really that stupid, but we vote up 15 because another quote-unquote sheriff finds them. So we do that. I'm looking in logs to see who we said was evil, and so I say 12 is their target. So that means their town. Because obviously executioner would not be from Mafia. So I forget what Baka does here, but I'm just fixing up my will, and so they claimed sheriff, of course, or I forget what it was. They claimed sheriff or TP. I think they claimed TP, but anyways, me guilty. This 2 people in O, so got to remember that. I keep misspelling dusk for duck. But any last words? We lynch him and he's sheriff. Yeah, he claimed sheriff. But we thought he was guilty. But that was actually an X play. So it was a really well played X play. To the other X, not sheriff, but a different dude. That's pretty fun. I say disguiser for some reason. It's probably fake. So Yeet talks to me saying, track 4, just confirm me, and see if he's Mafia. So of course I do that. And going into that night, I see USSR actually visited Yeet, the sheriff. And at first I think he is another sheriff, just suspicious or checking out Yeet. But he whispers me that he was actually roadblocked. So I finally put in that the guy was sheriff, so I also at that point finally figure out that the fact sheriff is bullshitting, but he dies anyways, so that's good for us. So I'm whispering him that they visited him, and he replies back he got roadblocked. So I gotta obviously put this down. This guy Jack Spades is going on and on about how 1 is suspicious, and we're like obviously showing up that 4 is for his consort. It's confirmed by me and confirmed sheriff. And so USSR and Jack are saying, that's a fake tracker and stuff like that, even though there's not really any other tracker claim. So, of course, we vote him up, and there's this one sheriff, or not sheriff, but this guy knows that 8 is Mafia. And we're voting up 4, and we're like, okay, we need like one or 2 more. And this guy's hellbent on getting 8. So he votes up the confirmed sheriff for some reason, along with other town. And I'm clearly mad at him. I'm very unhappy that this sheriff is getting voted up, even though we exposed the consort together. So I'm like, get 4. One person says Jester, even though that's not really possible at this point since the X is already revealed. So I'm like, this guy you gotta listen to me for 1 sec, okay, buddy? So we, this 4-3. This kind of shows like who the Mafia actually are. So I'm like, okay, everybody's voting 8. I guess I'll just vote 8. So I'm like, now, this sheriff really wants 4 up, so we're just stuck here. So at this point, I'm tracking Shia, hoping for that TP's results. Okay, and going into that day, I'm roadblocked, and obviously by number 4, and Dusk and Shia are dead. Now, Dusk is actually dead, by guarding someone, which is very interesting. He guarded 12 of all people. I don't even know what 12 is at this point. He's the bodyguard, of course. Nobody else claimed bodyguard. She is dead, killed by the bodyguard. And it looks like she attacked number 12, but mafioso, of course. And then clearly they tried to attack 12, failed, and got killed by bodyguard. So we're all agreeing, can we just, get number 4 today? 12 claiming sheriff says that, she is suspicious, but they're dead, so it doesn't really matter. So after a long argument, we finally get 4 up with enough town to support us. We guilty him. The only person that doesn't guilty is Jack. I think he was X. Yeah, he was X, actually. And, he played this terribly. Probably X turned jest. Anyways, we finally get USSR to get lynched. And, I'm like, 1 is a confirmed sheriff. Confirmed by me. I've confirmed him, 2 or 3 times by now. And I'm a confirmed tracker. Since I exposed the consort and, confirmed number 1. And Jack says I'm X. And I find that pretty funny. But anyways, I go to track number 14. And he seems like the only person that hasn't really talked or claimed yet. And 12 is sheriff, 13 is X, 1 is sheriff. I'm not really sure what 6 is, but they seem okay. Anyways, I'm going in to track this guy. I'm ready, who's he gonna visit? And I see he visits me for a split second. Then I see red text under. And I'm like, oh, you know what? This guy's the last mafia. It's like, darn it. Anyways, so hopefully they see my will and figure out that, 1 is a confirmed sheriff. They should stop voting him up. So luckily from my will, they recognize, hey, this guy hasn't claimed yet. And then hopefully they can get him. So I'm kind of arguing with Dead here, this isn't very close. So okay, finally get number 14 up. So I'm like, yay, they're finally catching on. I'm still arguing with Dead here, saying 1 was confirmed by me multiple times. And they never really listened. So they go into that and they try to get 14 up. And Jack is still trying to argue, trying to get this go in his favor. And I'm talking Dusk here, just saying hey, my will was very good, thank you for the information, stuff like that. It looked almost too much like a lookout will, but he figured that out later. So we're finally voting up number 14 and get him on the trial. So I'm happy about that. So we finally lynch this guy, and he's the last mafia. And so town finally wins this chaotic sheriff game. And I really enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll post more in the future about it. Thanks.